But this is what you get when you serve your personal interest above the interest of the people. When Asari Dokubo was going about intimidating people, forcing down the throat of the people, their personal will to ensure that Jagaban becomes the president. How far?
But if I don't advise you, I stake my life, I stake everything. I stake my businesses, my source of livelihood for you to become president. And if I am unable to tell you the truth, if you are in your government, I have to stake everything for telling you the truth. I have started doing it now. I am staking everything to tell you the truth. It is left for you to hear, but the result you will see. I did not see Wike until my friends, my associates feel that, oh, there's a need, let us go and see Wike, and we went. And since that day I left, I have never gone there. Even when I'm supposed to call him, I didn't call Wike. I'm saying it live. He's there. I didn't call him. I don't have any personal problem with Wike. I don't have any personal problem with him. I hardly have personal problem with people. I say my mind. If you don't like it, okay. President, let me tell you, if you allow Wike to push this as he's doing, it will be very difficult for him to even come to Rivers State. It will be difficult for those his 27 House of Assembly members to even have a place to stay in Rivers State. It will be difficult for anybody if they think that they are going to impeach him and the job people will allow it. It will be difficult to impeach him. Mark this word I'm telling you. God knows. Nobody. It will be difficult to impeach him and bring a governor. It's not going to be possible. Go and ask in Ondo State. Go and ask in Delta State. The fury of the job people. They don't give a damn. They are hardly afraid of. I'm telling you the truth. The earlier you hear this, you accept it. Call Wike. Call Wike, call same. Let them maintain the status quo. That is the only way. If they don't, Alamesia impeachment was Ijaw. So the person who succeeded Alamesia was Ijaw. Goodluck Jonathan. He became vice president and became president. So it is not Alamesia's matter. Try this one and see what will happen. Try this one and see what will happen.
Good. You know, since after that Supreme Court judgment, and we know what Supreme Court of Nigeria represent, it is not for me that you are going to hear that it is a court of injustice. No, I will not say it. But let this man say it the way they feel about the judgment.
Well, the Rivers State crisis is not supposed to be a crisis. One man wants to take over the old resource of Rivers State and control it. We want to behave like Tinubu in Lagos. And the Rivers people are saying no. And the Rivers people are behind same to say, no, Godfather, nobody should take control of Rivers State resources except the legitimately elected chairman, governor, and the other team. Things should work well. We don't want a situation where one man will be building flyover only this local government. We want to make sure Rivers State is developed as same is developing the state. It develops every part of the state. It's not developing one section of the state. That is what Rivers want. And so we are not in support of what is going on in the Rivers State. The Rivers elders are not also in support of what is going on in Rivers State. The men and women of Rivers State are not even in support of what Wike and his team are trying to do. Be that as it been made, Supreme Court has given a judgment. They are the apex law body in the country. But let us objectively look at the Supreme Court judgment. I'm not a lawyer. First, you are dissolving a local government council election. And you are citing Electoral Act 2022 If you go to the first page of the Electoral Act, 2022, it is clear that that law is meant for federal and state elections. Then it says the Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. These are the three bodies that that law is meant for. That law is not meant for the local government elections in the states. And you did not look at the local government elections or laws, and you are just passing your judgment based on that. It shows that they are biased or they are compromised. Nobody can question Supreme Court, but the God will question Supreme Court. That shows their bias. All they are trying to do is to cage the governor and twist him to do what they want him to do. That's what they are trying to do. And I'm saying that this matter is not only wiki. We can see the hand of Mr. President in it. Otherwise, this is not the type of judgment we expected. We are also expecting that the Supreme Court will revise itself on the issue of deflection. They have issued past judgment in Cross River State. They have passed judgment in Ebonyi State, Ondo State, even Kogi State, and other parts. That when you leave your party to another party as an elected member of the House of Assembly, out of representative or Senate, you automatically lose your seat. Section 109G is very clear. So we want to see if the Supreme Court will revise itself to say that law is no longer relevant. They have done so many things in the past, and I pray that they will not truncate this democracy. That judgment is asking for anarchy. They're asking for anarchy in River State so that they can take opportunity to say they're declaring a state of emergency. They should realize that River State is the capital of South-South and the Niger Delta. And anything happening to River State affects everybody. And if we decide today there will be no oil again for Nigeria, as you are not giving us allocation, Nigeria should not get allocation. It will be done. But we have a peaceful governor who is saying, forget that. Take it easy. But if they continue this way, there is no way the Niger Delta, even whether governor approves or not, will allow them to take their oil. Because if you can restrain us from taking our oil, money from our oil, if you can stop us from spending our money, then you should not spend also. But we have not come to that. I strongly believe that the Niger Delta is watching. Pandef has spoken. That's the highest body in the Niger Delta. They have spoken and they've advised the Supreme Court to revise itself. Let us see how the drama plays. And I pray we will not get to the extent where the Niger Delta will wake up to say no. We saw what is happening in Kanu. Kanu is tense at that time. We don't want to go that way because our governor is peaceful. I does not want that kind of process. But if they push us to the wall, we will definitely come back to say, no, we won't accept it.
And that is it. That is the position of the Niger Deltans and that of the River State people. Let them continue to boil River State. By the time it gets to the boiling point, the person where they go cook for inside. Mike, I just hope you will not be the one. Because they are going to spice you up properly. When boiling. When they're boiling. Yeah? Make I not talk too much. But this is what you get when you serve your personal interest above the interests of the people. When Asari Dokubo was going about intimidating people, forcing down the throat of the people, their personal will to ensure that Jagaban becomes the president. How far? Every now and then, you come out to blast. You come out to gush gibberish from your mouth. Let me tell you, it's up to you. You still have time to mend your ways. But who knows? And who cares? Whether or not.
We found peace finally. And then today you come out and you see army people driving around. Like there's something going on that is wrong. This is not right. This is not right. We are children. Let our families be at peace. Let people go to work at peace. All these army people driving about, this is not right. This is not right. This is not right. Our governor is peaceful. We love him. Leave us in peace. What is all this? Emotion is not in politics. We agree. But we want peace. We want peace. Is it too much to us? This is not right. This is not fair. This is not right. I moved back to this state. I ran away before.
Chai, my people, there is fire on the mountain. Like what is happening in the River State right now is unbelievable. Do you know that no one knows the whereabouts of Sinfubara? And look at these women here. Some are praying, crying, like military have taken over. There is katakata in River State right now. My people are still asking, like, what is it that Wike did to Tinubu? That Tinubu don't even know what he's doing anymore? Because this is a clear evidence. Because Tinubu did not even make mention of Wike in his speech. Like, why is Tinubu so biased when it comes to this River State matter? My people, a lot of people are still coming out to say that this declaration of emergency in River State is unconstitutional, that Tinubu has no power to remove Sinfubara and his deputy. And we are still waiting to see what is going to happen today in the National Assembly, to see whether they're going to reject or accept this declaration of emergency in River State. So my people, take a look and see what is happening in the River State, as well as what River State people are saying concerning this declaration of a state of emergency in River State.
Now you have crippled people, and all we see is wah. What for? Because of one man? I will say it over and over and over. What's going on in River State is not similar in Mubara. What's going on in River State is a comeback for the economic soul of River State. Somebody wants to grab the economic soul of River State. The soul of River State, for 24 years, they kept milking us. That was how our money was flying all over our heads. It is here today, it is there tomorrow. It is funding all kinds of foolishness. This is the first time that civil servants have been paid the 13 months. Every Christmas for 2 years, civil servants get paid. Civil servants have been paid all their salaries. For the first time, there are roads connecting the riverine communities. It has never happened. They told us, they lied to us, they told us our terrain was too bad. Now we know our terrain is not bad. Now we know. He told us that we can have election here, and it can be any way but no war, no bloodshed, no gun shooting, and it happens here. And it happens here. Today you have told everybody to go. He says yes. You say go and resubmit a budget. He writes, he says, come and choose with me a befitting place that you want so that I can present this budget. You made it impossible for him. He wrote, I am coming to you. You locked him out. He wrote again to say, I will still come again. And you wrote to him as reply that for insubordination or whatever. And then the next thing you do is this.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Victor Sioku.
Okay, well, what do you make of the entire situation right from yesterday when the president made the statement at 7 p.m. and he's saying that the governor of River State is being suspended until 6 months, after which a next course of action will be made. What do you make of the entire thing?
I think the president did not consult very well. I think so, because if you go to the Constitution, section 305, you go and read and you find out that it will only take war for you to declare state of emergency. In River State, there is no war ongoing. It will also take for the people of River State to say, okay, they are creating danger to the existence of the country, our beloved country, Nigeria. And that is not what is happening in River State.
Well, we've heard from yesterday, we saw news flying around how some national assets, particularly oil pipelines, were blown up. Don't you think that is a particular perfect reason to call for a state of emergency?
It is not, because crime happens every day. It is not. And let me also ask you, that those pipelines were blown, can't you also figure out that the state the military now, yeah, they say they now have the power. What were they doing? What were the police doing? What were our secret service doing? That explosion would happen. Quite all right, good and fine. The president also made a point that I want to state that. He said that Fubara, the governor, yes, he's still the governor, that he did not do the right thing with respect to falling down the state assembly. I think that is a clear point. I do not support the governor in that regard. But then, we Nigerians will also forget the fact that those 27 lawmakers publicly came out to say that they were defecting. Nobody is talking about all that.
But let me cut you there. But the Supreme Court now ruled on a consolidated ruling, stating that those people are still lawmakers representing the River State government and some people of the River State. And based on the evidence before the court, they are not decamped. There is no affidavit or sworn evidence that they've decamped. What do you make of that?
So you think we should not also go from the angle of morality? These men, these adults, nobody pushed them. They are no children. Came out publicly, and now they are saying they should not be pointed. That no, they want us to erase what they have said.
But now the figure man of the State House of Assembly, that's the Speaker, he's comfortable with this arrangement. The state of emergency has declared by President Tinubu. Now, don't you think that the House is comfortable, and that the only person that seems not to be comfortable who released a statement is the governor?
Okay, why wouldn't because the governor was elected. He was elected.
The River State House of Assembly members too were elected.
Oh, because they know that the whole thing wasn't favoring them. But then, let's also not forget that. How did these men come in? The governor, the lawmakers, Nigerians, we should not be blind. One man bought their funds, and nobody is talking about that too. Nobody is talking about the godfatherism that is happening in River State. Nobody is questioning. What we are talking right now is let Fubara, let him step aside for another leader, an ex-military man, to take charge. Right now, it is being reported that the governor is being locked. An elected governor is being locked.
Well, let's round this up now. For posterity's sake and to mend all the broken bridges, what do you think is the next step after the state of emergency and the suspension of Fubara?
Please let them all come together. We want peace. I'm a stakeholder in Port Harcourt, so
just memorize. You can hear me.
All parties to come down. The biggest issue happening in River State too, one, ego between the stakeholders.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You heard it from the man. He says he's a stakeholder from Port Harcourt, and he is deeply involved in the entire political situation, and he is not happy. He also says he wishes that the parties come to a round table to solve the entire imbroglio that has been rocking the River State recently.
Hello. If you have been following this page, you would have noticed in previous videos, I made a particular video on the battle for River State. And in that video, I insinuated that everything that is happening in River State is manufactured and constructed from Abuja, all in anticipation of the outcome of the 2027 election. What is happening in River State is a clear testament of the government of the day telling you that, hey, this is what we are going to do in 2027 and nothing will happen. Now, why it took this dimension, even where there is no clear-cut reason for the declaration of a state of emergency, still beats my imagination. The Constitution provides that the president can declare a state of emergency where governance has lost control of the activity of that state, such as when there are chaos, people are losing their lives, properties are being burnt, and the situation has gotten beyond the control of the sitting governor. Then and only then that the president can declare a state of emergency. So if we look at River State, has the situation become unbearable for the governor such that he can no longer sustain peace and tranquility in the state? Your answer is as good as mine. So, why the hurry to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State? I'm going to tell you, even though you should have known by now. Wike has to establish that he is still in control of Rivers State. Wike has to establish that the current governor of Rivers State is his puppet and can be controlled from Abuja. Incidentally, for some reason best known to the incumbent governor, he decided that, hey, the idea of godfatherism ends with me. One thing that I've always asked, perhaps you may have also asked, is all the other states that peace have reigned, or this situation in Rivers State is not evident in that state, could it be that they are answerable to their predecessors? Could it be that the current governor of Kaduna State, Bayelsa State, Bauchi State, Gombe State, just to mention a few, is it that there is peace in those states because those governors are answerable, or there is a deal, or there is an agreement between them and their predecessors? But for me, some people are insinuating that the situation in Rivers State is about money. It's not about money. It's not about money. It's about retaining power for the presidency in 2027. I told you that Lagos, Rivers, and Kanu, these are the three most important bloc states in Nigeria when it comes to the presidential election. You have to have at least one of it. Now, there's a likelihood that Peter Obi may win Lagos again. And of course, Peter Obi won Port Harcourt. The schematics that Peter Obi is employing by visiting the northern and getting some sort of approval has made it necessary to start a game plan and ensure that Rivers State is captured as soon as possible. To end this video, I would ask, the people of Rivers State elected a governor, not the president. The president did not elect the governor of Rivers State. Wike has done his 8 years and has left. Question is, why is he so bent on forcing an executive governor of his state to become his boy? Even where he said that people are ungrateful. Fubara is answerable to the people of Rivers State, not Wike. Fubara is answerable to the people of Rivers State, not Tinubu. I am sure if after they eventually take Fubara out, does it mean that the next governor will not be a stooge that will be answerable to Abuja, that will do the bidding of what Abuja needs? At the end of the day, I keep asking this question. Why is it that it appears Nigeria has suggested to us that as Southerners, our responsibility is just to provide the asset that provides the cash, but the decision making should be left for those who claim or who think they own us. And for some weird reason, those infected with selfishness and greed are willing to play this self-imposing subservient role of taking our wealth in the South to satisfy the greed of a certain cabal that believe they own the country. Well, the situation in Rivers State has become dicey. I'll be lying if I tell you that this is how to go about it, because I wouldn't want a situation where you'll be waiting for my video tomorrow and I will not be seen. I probably would have been picked up. But then, I still believe that power remains with the people. The question to the people of Rivers State is, are you willing to be used for this political chess game? This thing is not about Fubara and Wike. It's about somebody who believes he understands the chess moves of power. It's about grabbing it, snatching it, and running away with it. Will the people of Rivers State agree to be grabbed? Will the people of Rivers State agree to be snatched? Will the people of Rivers State agree that somebody somewhere runs away with them, such that whatever they want, whatever they predict, whatever they assume should happen in Rivers State should be what happened? Well, the choice is yours. I believe we claim we are wise, we claim we know, we claim say we dey. I wouldn't want a situation where the people of Rivers State are reduced to mere choir singers. Make you you sing all. It's fun. Rivers State serves as a pivotal state in Nigeria. Very, very pivotal. So if the people of Rivers State can look beyond their selfish, myopic, greedy, what is in it for me interest, and look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that somebody is using Rivers State as a chess piece to checkmate and secure 2027 presidential comeback. If the people of Rivers State can understand that this is what all this, because without Wike controlling Rivers State, he is not important to Tinubu. Wike is disposable. Now, Wike is useful so long as he remains or prove he has control of Rivers State. Like I said, the decision still remains with the people of Rivers State. What do you want to do? Tinubu has made a move. The next move is yours.
So my people, that is it. I hope you guys had everything they said in this particular video. This is very, very sad and heartbreaking, especially for the people of Rivers State. And people are now suggesting that Simfubara should go to court. Like my people, it be like say we dey sleep for this country. Which court are we even talking about? Is it not the same court that delivered this judgment that are even causing this wahala in the Rivers State? Honestly, Nigeria is in a confusion mood right now. Like, we don't even know what to do, especially for the people of Rivers State as well as Simfubara. So, my people, just as I said before, that we all are still waiting to see what is going to happen today in the National Assembly. If they're going to reject or approve this declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers State. So, my people, I say make I bring this update to you guys so that you get updated of what is happening in the Rivers State. Please don't forget to subscribe if today is your first time here, and also turn on the post notification bell on so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first person to be notified. Share the video and also give it a like. Thank you so much everyone for watching, and I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to